Hey folks, Mike Dawkins from Worldcast Anglers here with your Jackson Hole Weekend fly fishing forecast for the weekend of September 5th and 6th. We're coming at you with a special edition, Thursday edition of the Jackson Hole fly fishing forecast coming up for this upcoming weekend. Over this past week, we've seen summer wane, we've seen fall arrive, and now we're starting to see summer come back on the scene again. Our weather looking into this week and coming into the Labor Day weekend is sunny, just like it is behind me. Plenty of wind, hot, highs in the 80s. You know, so our little dip in our fresh snow that we had up on Teton Pass is now gone, and summer is now gaining a firmer grasp back on what it had there at the end of the month of August. So with that being said, we've got Labor Day weekend coming up this coming weekend. Expect everything to be pretty busy, but it's been a pretty busy place all summer. Expect a lot of people to be on the water and expect a lot of people starting to take those last couple days that they can get and get out on the South Fork, the Henry's Fork of the Snake, and get some good dry fly fishing in before hunting season really kicks into gear, where they've got their kids going back to school, college, normal life starts to set back in for a lot of the visitors in our area. So keep those in mind when you're starting to make your decisions there for your Labor Day fly fishing plans. The South Fork of the Snake, 9,280 CFS being discharged from Jackson Lake Dam, 10,100 CFS there on the lower river. South Fork's still been a solid place here the last week of August, beginning of September. That cooler weather that we had on the Sunday night, Monday, and Tuesday was awesome. Overcast rain really brought out the betas. It really brought out the mahoganies, and fish were still eating a lot of stoneflies there up on top with hoppers, terrestrials, and things along those lines. Look for that fishing to sort of wane a little bit here, as it gets sunny and hot again, but it's definitely be on point with your hoppers, your terrestrials. PMDs are pretty much done, so I'd start supplementing in some mahoganies and some betas there for your mayfly fishing opportunities. We get some cloudy, overcast days. The streamer fishing was quite spectacular too there on Monday and Tuesday. Don't forget about that. The Snake in Jackson, 1,270 CFS being discharged from Jackson Lake Dam, 3,200 CFS there on the lower river going into Palisades Reservoir. We saw some drops in flows coming out of Jackson Lake Dam. Today we're going to see some more subsequently through the entire basin of things starting to drop. We're going to start to see flows decreased as water managers look for conserving water coming into the fall season. The Snake has been phenomenal. Foam fishing, terrestrial fishing, small dry fly fishing, dry dropper fishing. The Snake is really in its true fly fishing fantastical form, here coming into the end of summer and the beginning of fall. Once again, be ready with your hoppers, your mutant stones, those Clausinia stones, so smaller Chernobyls, the end of the PMDs, mahoganies, some betas, not much, probably we had a bunch out on those cooler days, and the Hecuba drakes, which is a big meaty drake in the 8, 10, 12 size range, with a grayish tint over there. That snake drake styled bug has been really productive throughout the entire Snake. Look for the Snake to stay really good, especially if flows stay high for normal, for us these next couple weeks. I'd have the Snake on my list, through the entire month of September. The Teton in the valley, 249 CFS up around Driggs, 586 CFS there on the lower river. The Teton is low, it's getting warm, it's getting weedy. We're still seeing some really good dry fly fishing opportunities in the low light periods of morning and evening. Small attractors, mahoganies. We haven't seen much of the Hecuba drakes, but they should be here any day now, especially if we have some cooler days and cooler nights. The canyon is quite low, but it's still fishing quite well. Look for the Damned Hog Hollow and some of that lower river stuff once we get some cooler weather for those cooler days and nights to start fishing really well again for the fall fishing season. The Henry's Fork, 565 CFS being discharged from the box, 1,510 CFS there on the lower river. Similarly to Jackson Lake Dam, we saw some decreases coming out of Island Park Reservoir these past couple days as water managers start to look at storing water instead of using water. The Box Canyon has still been great. Dry dropper fishing, with a hopper, tactical tungsten pheasant tail, bullet quills, perdigons, any of that style stuff has been really good. The ranch has been good with terrestrials. We heard some really good reports of mahoganies and some betas there on Monday and Tuesday, which get you really fired up for some small dry fly fishing, head hunting opportunities on the ranch this coming fall. And the lower river has sort of come back into its own with a little bit of cooler weather and rain and things like that. Hopper fishing and terrestrial fishing has been quite good, but once again, those flows are low, warm. Weed growth is at its highest, so if you are going to fish there, concentrate on those early morning periods when water temps are its coolest. Land your fish quick. Use climbing rope style tippets and leaders. Get them in quick. Get them back in the water quick. No need to stress, our fish populations, anywhere this time of year as things get warmer and a little bit drier. Looking into our 10-day forecast, our tribs, Bitch Creek, Grovant, Buffalo Fork, Hoback, Grays, they're still fishing awesome right now. There's still plenty of water in them. Look for dry dropper fishing and some of the dry fly fishing to get really good here in the next couple weeks, especially if we see some cooler water temps, especially after that rain and everything that we've had. Flat Creek has been really good. We heard on Monday it was really good with mahoganies and betas and things along those lines. Be ready with your A game, long leaders, light tippets, head hunting, crawling around in the grass. You may look goofy, but it's all going to be advantageous in you sticking one of those pigs out there on Flat Creek, with a small dry or, a terrestrial or things along those lines. Now that the pressure has sort of waned a little bit on Flat Creek, we should see the fishing for the fall season getting really good. That's all that we've got this coming weekend. Happy Labor Day to everyone out there. Thanks for tuning in. Thank you for your business this summer. We hope you have a great weekend and a safe weekend on the water, and we will see you here next week.